Welcome, everybody. Gerald Kresge, Ask the Experts. It's been a busy day here with questions, but one of the questions I've gotten is, the question is, I'm looking for an HVAC contractor, and I posted on Facebook, and I got about 100 responses of HVAC contractors. That happens all the time. And the question is, how do I know what to look for? So obviously, I'm going to come from a standpoint of I have an Oliver shirt. I work for Oliver. But I'm going to come from a standpoint of not working for Oliver. All right. So number one, make sure they have an attorney general's license. Every contractor in the state of Pennsylvania must have a contractor's license. So ask for that number. That's important. Secondly, ask for insurance. If they have $100,000 worth of liability insurance, that doesn't cover a lot anymore. They should have $1 million or more in liability insurance. You should be checking Better Business. I don't always check the rating, although yes, the rating will tell you something if it's bad, but there's a lot of bad things that happen with an A rating. You want to look at how many posts there are compared to the volume of business. If there's 9 and they do 20 systems a year, that's an issue. If there's 9 and they've done over $100,000 installs in the last, 50 years, that's a different thing, right? So look at the volume because that's important, and then look how they respond to that. One of the things I always tell customers is look at, I call it the business cycle, right? So you may get 100 people in that post that are HVAC guys. Some of them are HVAC guys doing it on the side. Some have just started. Some, understand what they are and where they are in their business cycle. In this industry, in a services industry, 95% of all businesses will be out of business in the first 5 years. In an HVAC world where you're installing an equipment and having to maintain it, especially to maintain your warranty, it is vitally important that you choose somebody who can do that. If they're not going to be here in 3 years, that's important to know. All right. So that's one of the other things I tell people. Let's see, what else? Size of the company. If they're an investment type company where they're owned by investors and they have 200, 300, 400, 500 employees, understand what they are. Their goal is to solely make money so that the investment company can then sell off the investment. That's what they were bought for. So know what you're getting into when you use those type of companies. All right. And then kind of on the flip side, if they're too small, are they going to be able to service you at 2 o'clock in the morning when it's 10 degrees outside? So you have to find that happy ground of a company that's beat the business cycle, has all the insurances, really has a good customer service background and good ratings. And no one ever expects to lose heat or air when they need it most. Make sure they have the ability to service you. All right. And then the last thing I always say is, what do they do for their employees? That's important. You will find that the good employees in this industry, which is very difficult to find good service technicians, they migrate to certain companies. Why do they do that? Because they get the training, they get the backing, and that is important. So some people will say, well, you're a little bit more pricey. Well, price isn't always a factor when you have to pay twice, right? So know what their employees are, research how they train their employees. All of these things combined together, that's what you want to look for. Can I tell you the perfect company to go to? I'd like to tell you to come to Oliver because I believe in all that stuff. But I don't like to make this about an Oliver. It's about, giving you the right answers. But those are the things you should be looking at. And then the absolute most important thing, talk to people who use them. They'll give you exactly who they truly are. So hopefully that answers the question. Continue the questions coming in. I appreciate them. Gerald Kresge, Ask the Experts. Have a great day.